Welcome, everyone. My name is Christopher Catta, and I'll be your host for this presentation. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mary Bart, Chair of Caregiving Matters, and she's going to take us through this presentation.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about our charity and what we do. I am the founder and continue to chair our charity called Caregiving Matters. We were founded in 2008. And we offer education and support to family caregivers. And now, because of COVID, we do everything virtually. So I'd like to talk today about how you make a home safe for people with dementia. Here's a picture of me with my mom, and she had dementia, and I was her principal caregiver for 10 years. And I can honestly tell you, many days I was honored to do what I did. And many days I went out of my mind. And here's just one example of one story. I had taken my dad down to the hospital for his chemo treatment. And before we left for the hospital, I always used to turn the breaker off in the basement so my mom would not wake up from her nap and want to have a cup of tea. I was always terrified that she would forget to put water in the kettle or burn it dry, or something bad would happen. So before we left her alone, I turned the breaker off. And when I came back after taking my dad for his treatment, I went down to the basement to turn the breaker on so I could get their dinner started again. And I thought to myself, well, I'm down in the basement. I might as well start a load of laundry and get that going. And, you know, I opened the lid to the washing machine and I could truly barely believe what I saw. I was speechless. While we were at the hospital, my mom indeed did wake up and she went down to the basement and she lined the whole drum of the washing machine with glass jars. She loved to collect glass jars, and that was back when things like mayonnaise and ketchup and pickles and mustard all came in glass jars. So she had lined the whole drum with glass jars. And I just stared at it and I said, what if she had turned on the washing machine? What? And what if she had put her tiny little hands inside that machine when she heard things clanging and banging? And then I just envisioned her arms bloodied totally. And then I thought, you know, she could have just died there and I would have found her bleeding to death on the basement floor. And it was that day that it was a real eye-opener and a shock to think I really needed to step up my game to make her safer in her own home. Never would I have ever thought that she would pull a stunt like that, but I knew I had to make things safer. So for sure, going forward, there were no extra glass jars left in the house. So when I give you my ideas of how to make a home safe for somebody with dementia, know it comes from my heart. It comes from my experience. And if you can learn anything from this and take some of the tips, then I will feel happy that I have helped you with your caregiving of someone with dementia. So families face 4 challenges. Number 1 is to accept and understand why a loved one is changing and acting so oddly. You need to learn to manage the dynamics, and it is ever changing. What happened a half an hour ago has nothing to do with right now. And you need to learn about the disease. There's all kinds of information out there about this. But most importantly, please remember to be kind, forgiving, patient, and supportive, and explore new ways to make your loved one's home safe and how to keep them happy and busy. So one of the things that people with dementia love to do is they love to sort, hide, and hoard things. It's just part and parcel with somebody with dementia or Alzheimer's. So this really is their typical new normal behavior. They're never going to stop this. It only gets worse. So don't get mad at them. You rejig your world to figure out how to make this a safe exercise. They will spend countless hours collecting things, sorting and rummaging through things, and hiding things. They just love to hide things. And you know what? To them, it's fine. But for us, it can be very annoying and frustrating to watch. So you have to guard yourself not to get mad at them. And sometimes what they do can actually be dangerous. So here's a few tips to help keep them safe. Keep the refrigerator free of spoiled foods. Check their favorite hiding places for food and know where those hiding places are. Install wireless door and window alarms. Install webcams in key rooms. And that could be the bathroom, the bedroom, and the kitchen. You just might want to check on them to see that they're okay and haven't fallen down. Learn their hiding places and keep those places safe. I suggest you lock up all matches, cigarettes, and barbecue lighters. Restrict access to medicine cabinets. They don't need to go in there, so hide it or keep it empty. Remove clutter, especially around stairs and hallways. They forget to look where they're going. And keep clutter and plastic bags away from any stoves, microwaves, or heaters, because they could easily put something too close and then you're in trouble. Obviously, have an electric kettle that automatically shuts off. A few more ideas. Hide or lock up sharp things such as razors, razor blades, knives, graters, and even scissors. Hide or at least unplug small appliances. That blender on the counter does not need to be plugged in. Lock the basement. They have no business being down there. Just keep it out of their sight. And lock or hide the deep freezer. That's really important. Hide all steps and stools and ladders. They don't need to be climbing up on anything. Turn the electrical breakers off on stoves and microwaves when not in use, just as I did for my mom. Remove throw rugs. They're just going to trip on them, so get rid of them. Keep garbage cans out of sight and covered. You never know when your cell phone just might end up in the garbage can. Lock up toxic or dangerous products such as cleaning fluid and even things like glue. Put soaps out of sight and out of reach. I actually know a lady who went to the hospital because she drank dishwashing soap. Not a good idea. And disconnect the garbage compactors and disposals. Simple things that you think are normal are not normal anymore. You just need to make the house as safe as possible. Here's a great idea. Create a safe room. And this is a room for them. This is a room where they can play and be safe and happy. And in that room, I suggest you have all kinds of baskets and wallets, purses, bags, all kinds of funny things in there. Have some old keys and photocopies of family pictures. Take an old wallet or purse, fill it up with expired credit cards, add some old receipts, some fake money, and a comb or a brush. Have a portable clothesline to hang things on. My mom spent hours and hours and hours putting tea towels and washcloths on her little clothes rack that we had for her. Play their favorite music. Nothing's going to get them up and moving better than their old songs. And I'll tell you, sometimes they even remember the words to those songs. Have something that they can use to sort on, a table where they can sort and fold for hours, because they will. Have a memory box of special items and pictures. Dress up. People with Alzheimer's and dementia love to play dress up. It's just so much fun to do with them. So have some old hats and scarves, sweaters and coats. Could be anything, male, female, whatever. My mom used to love a leather maple leaf, Toronto maple leaf jacket. So she would wear that, and then a red hat and a pink scarf or something silly. It's all fun. Like, it's all fun. Toys. They love toys. They love dolls. They especially love dolls, stuffed animals. So make sure you have some of those. Have some doll clothes and beds and blankets. And they often think that they are the mother, and they'll walk and they'll talk to these baby dolls. And really, it's up to you to experiment with a variety of activities to help them feel loved and safe, and not being chewed on by you because they're doing silly things. And really, at the end of the day, I love this picture. It's your job now to help keep them safe. and look at this man. That is not safe what he's doing. So it's our job to help keep them safe. So as you look at taking care of someone with dementia at home, I encourage you to think of safety first and ways that you can change their world to suit them. And that means changing your world too. So thank you for joining our project. You can follow us at www.caregivingmatters.ca. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary, for sharing your own experiences and all of this advice for everyone. It was fantastic.